All right, so I have something cool for you today. This is the HoverAir X1 selfie drone. So it's super compact, but when you are ready to fly, just unfold it like that, hold it in the palm of your hand and then hit this button. And then now it will actually take off from the palm of your hand just like that. And this is the video that you can take with this tiny drone. And now when you are ready for it to land, just place your hand underneath it and then boom, there it is. Now you're ready to pack this thing up and go about your way. And I did partner with HoverAir for this video to show you what this little drone can do. Now, this is how small the drone is when it is folded up, and here's a side profile. But when you are ready to use it, just unfold it, and then you place it in the palm of your hand, and then you press this button at the top, and in just around 3 seconds later, the drone would automatically start flying. Now, this drone doesn't have any type of GPS or anything like that. It's more of a visual system to be able to help navigate this drone around. But once the drone takes off in just a couple of seconds, it will start following the person that actually launched it, and you'll see the little light on the front turn from green to red, and that means that it is following you and also recording at the same time. Now, you can also shoot vertical video with this as well, so this is going to be great for social media content. So in the app, just go to hover settings and then choose whatever mode that you want to use. So I'm going to choose follow, and then go down to the bottom, you'll see this vertical mode option, and I'm going to turn that on, and I'm also going to switch to follow mode, and now I'm going to launch the drone. And now this is going to be recording vertical video, 9:16. This will be 1080p video at 30 frames per second. This is going to be perfect for your Instagram Reels, your Snapchat videos, your Twitters, or I'm sorry, X videos, all that stuff. Now this is going to be ready to go once you export the videos from the drone over to your phone, and then now you can post right away. Now you can also control this drone manually, so you can just open up the app and go to manual control, and then now I'm gonna go ahead and make the drone take off, and in just a few seconds I'll be able to control it using the app. And so now I can make it go backwards just by tapping on the screen, and I can make it come close to me. Come here, come on here. Also I can make it go up to get that cool shot of the St. Louis Arch behind me. And then I can also make it go down, and we can also go ahead and rotate it that way. And of course I can go all the way back to me. And then also I can control the gimbal, so I can make just the gimbal move down like so. And it's kind of bothering me that it's not centered. And there we go. All right, so then also I can make the gimbal go up. So this is really nice for just allowing you to be able to, do a shot where you just want to make it kind of follow you like this. And now you're in total control of how it's going to be working. You're not worried about anything else. But look, the best part about this manual mode is that you don't have to have it facing towards you. You can point it practically anywhere and then now get this very smooth gimbal-like shot here. It looks like you do have an option to pair this with like a RC remote if you want some more like physical controls, but look how high we are, and you can just see just the quality from this. So pretty cool for a drone of this size. Now you do have a few different flight modes to choose from, and these modes are indicated on the top of the drone. So basically there's a small button that you press to go between the hover mode and also the follow mode, and also you do have orbit, zoom out, and also bird's eye. So I'm going to be showing you some clips of all of these different modes right now, and all of these modes basically do what their name implies, right? So the one I use the most is going to be the follow mode, and this one is great for just really capturing you walking around in a particular environment. So I'm going to take this on a bunch of vacations and stuff, but what I'm showing you right now is just this trail in this park in Atlanta when I was down there recently. But yeah, you can see that it's very easy to just give you a different perspective instead of just holding out your phone taking some selfie video or something. And I also used this mode when I was recording one of my e-bike videos, and I came across this train and I wanted to get this really cool shot of me riding alongside the train. So I popped out the drone and was able to get this shot. And the one thing I will tell you though about this drone is that it's not going to be super fast because of its lightweight. And so you don't want to fly this in like super high winds because it's just not going to be ideal for this. So I was riding at a little bit of a slower pace, but it still got the job done, but just be aware of some of its limitations. Now you can see that my nieces are very fast. So when they first launched the drone, they just started running, and most of the time it was able to keep up with them. But if they did do a quick sharp turn around the drone, sometimes it will lose them, but that's a limitation with a lot of drones if you're so close up on it and then you turn very quickly. But also as far as like obstacle avoidance and stuff, this doesn't have like 360-degree coverage like some of my more expensive drones, but it did a pretty decent job here trying to avoid some of these branches as my niece went under them, but it did get kind of stuck there, and then my niece had to do like an emergency landing in her hand. But for the most part, it was able to move around other people and other objects and things, so it actually is pretty decent for the size of this drone. But again, just have your expectations managed when you are using this. This isn't going to be like some of those other bigger, more expensive drones. And so yeah, this is a very visual drone, so you want to use this when you do have a decent amount of light. And so yeah, it doesn't have GPS, but one benefit of that is the fact that you can use this indoors and outdoors, and you don't have to worry about trying to go and get a GPS signal, and that will allow you not to fly certain drones indoors, but you don't have to worry about that with this particular drone. So yeah, GPS is always a nice thing, but because you're not going to be flying this drone 2 miles away from you or super high up in the air, it's not really a necessity with this type of drone. This is more of a personal selfie drone that you can use relatively close to yourself. Now, as far as video formats, you can record in 2.7K at 30 frames per second, and you can also do 1080p at 60 frames per second, and you can also do 1080p HDR video. But for the most part, I just left it in 2.7K at 30 frames per second to get that higher resolution, to better match it with some of my other 4K content that I record, like the camera that I'm using right now. So it's a little bit closer to that. Now, also a great thing about this drone is that you don't have to use an app or pull out your phone. You can basically take out the drone, turn it on, and then now you can choose whatever type of flight mode that you want just by pressing that button on top of the drone. And then it can go ahead and start recording you. And then when you're ready to go ahead and leave or stop recording, just place out your hand and the drone would automatically sense that and then land in the palm of your hand. But to get the maximum capabilities of this drone, you definitely want to download the Hover X1 app and then go ahead and play around with all of the settings in there, because you can adjust a lot of different settings for the flight modes, like the duration and also the distance, and a lot of little things to really get that customized look. And then also you can change between the different flight modes using this app as well. And then also this is where you're going to be downloading the movies from the drone onto your phone, and then now you can go ahead and edit them or share them wherever you want. And inside of the app, you can also share your videos with the rest of the world, or just look at some of the other videos that people have uploaded via the app. And also this is where you're going to get those software updates that also brought the vertical recording format. So you want to make sure you keep this thing updated. And you can also see a live preview inside of the app, just in case someone else is holding the drone, or if you even just want to prop this drone on top of something and then stand in front of it without it flying, you can basically see what the shot is going to look like before you go ahead and start recording. And this drone can also take some pictures if you want. I mostly use it for videos, but I did snap a couple of shots, and this is how they look. Oh, and there is a dedicated photo mode called Snapshot that will allow the drone to take a picture every few seconds. So you'll see a light flashing on the front that will indicate when it's about to take that picture. But yeah, you can just go ahead and sit back and relax and mess around with your camera like I'm doing here, and just allow the drone to do all the work. Now, for most of this video, I've been using my little DJI microphone to record the audio, but now I'm actually using my phone to record the audio directly to the video that the drone is taking. So inside of the app, you can enable this, and this is going to be doing some noise reduction to try to block out the noise from the propellers. But yeah, basically the audio that you're hearing right now is coming from my smartphone. So I just have to make sure I do keep it close to me when I am moving around. And now you can get some better audio if you don't have an external microphone like I was using for this entire video. And this thing can take a couple of beatings. I did drop it a couple of times accidentally, but it came out relatively fine, a couple of scratches, but it still worked perfectly fine. And another good thing about the design is that it already has these propeller guards on it. So this is a part of the main design. So this helps keep your fingers protected. But also, if you do want to use this around kids and animals and stuff, this just makes it better to use, especially if you are using this indoors. Now, when you do buy this, you do get the drone, and then you also get 2 batteries, and also you do get this charging hub that will be able to charge both batteries at the same time. And it's very easy to remove these batteries and also to put them into the drone. And then they also have a little battery indicator to let you know how much battery that you do have left. And each battery can give you 11 minutes of flying time, which for how I use this drone as a kind of like an impromptu drone, I only really record for like 1 or 2 minutes at a time. So that usually works out. But definitely if I am going on longer vacations and I'm going to be away from a charger or something for a while, I'll probably buy another battery or 2 to use with this, just so I have that peace of mind. But the 2 included batteries are going to be good for that recreational use, that impromptu use that I think most people will be using this drone for. But just getting back to the video quality for a second, I actually walked away impressed, more impressed than what I thought I was going to be because of the small camera that you have on this bad boy. But the biggest thing that really allows this video to look good is going to be the stabilization system on this drone. So it has some type of triple stabilization system along with horizon leveling and also the visual recognition things that are going on with the software to allow the footage to be very stable. And so if you don't have like a super big sensor or a super high resolution and things, you want at least some really good stabilization. And this drone was able to give me that even when I saw that this thing was kind of rocking left and right in the wind. But even with that, typically the footage came out pretty stable. Now, in addition to the follow mode, the second mode that I used the most was the hover mode. So when you launch it, the drone will actually just hover in place, but it will still follow you. So I used this for this shot when I was walking and then sitting down on this bench, and you can see it just kind of pans and follows me, and it looks like someone is actually holding the camera and doing this on like a tripod or something, but nope, I'm just using this drone and I'm all by myself able to get this shot. All right, so look, it's starting to get dark and I think it's about to rain right now, so this drone can't protect me from that, but I will go ahead and wrap up this video and say that this drone is pretty impressive for the size, and if you know how you're going to use this thing could be an incredible tool for a content creator like myself for getting some impromptu shots and not having to worry about carrying a big drone around. But also, if you are just using this to maybe capture those moments with your family or just do some selfie video because you're by yourself but you want to get some hands-free footage, this is a really good alternative for a lot of other different options like using a tripod and stuff, or just trying to grab a random person next to you to try to do it. So yeah, this drone is pretty cool, and I've seen some other drones like this around, but this is my first time using something like this, and it performs very well. It's safe, easy to use, so it's not really that many complaints that I can have about this drone. Now, as far as pricing, at the time of this video, the normal price is $439, but it is on sale for $399. But again, this video is going to be up for a long time, so the price can change. So I will drop a link down below in the description of this video, so make sure you click on that for the latest pricing and information. But with that being said, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give this video a like, and also drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about this cool little hover drone. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching, and I will catch you later. Peace.